Let the recording turn on. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to the next session of programming with Python, right? And we are going to discuss about few of the applications of data structure, how they can interact with each other to solve a particular problem. That will be our first goal. So we'll be starting with the dictionary concept that we have covered yesterday, right? And then later on we'll be moving for a special concept called as module and packages, right? These two things are very important in Python programming, and how to use them and how to create them, we are going to see both the concepts, right? So we are going to discuss about them in the later part of today's session, right? But our first goal is to understand that how data structure can help each other, right? So before we start, I would just like to know that how many data structure you have seen till now. I want answer from participants. How many data structures you have seen till now? Different type of data types in Python you have seen. Anyone, please? Participants? List, tuple, dictionary. Okay, great. Anything else? You are correct. String. Okay, nice. Anything else? List, tuple, dictionary, string. Great. Any other data type from any of the participant? Any solution? Please, if you have any other data type, please let us know. Set. Okay, great. Set is also data type. Great. Okay, nice. Okay, what about numbers? We have integer, floating point numbers, or complex numbers as well, right? They are also data type in Python. So list, tuple, dictionary, string, and set, they are advanced level data types with which you can do many more operations. Numbers are basic data types with which you cannot do many more operations. But with list, tuple, set, and dictionary and string, you have methods on top of them, right? There are some inbuilt functions which you can apply on those data types, right? And with these methods they can perform some task, right? And say for example, if I consider list, right, with the list you have a method called as append, and append is used to add elements into the list, or extend is used to add elements into the list, or pop can be used to remove elements from the list, right? Similar to that, set, there are methods like add and update, right? And with which you can add some elements into set, right? Or let us say you have methods for tuple, right? Count and index methods are there. Or you have method for string like lower and upper, or split and strip, right? So these are some methods which are available in Python, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to use these functionalities available for different data types, and we are going to solve a problem which I have shown to you in the first session of this particular series, Python series, right? And the program was word counting program. So what is the occurrence of a particular word in a sentence, right? We are going to solve that program with the help of different data structures today, right? But before we dive deep into that program, I would like to just explain you how you can make a counting program with dictionary data structure, right? So let us see that. This counting program, we are going to continue with files also. So we'll be reading files and we'll be counting domain names, so we can know that whosoever is contacting us frequently, we can get the details of that person also, right? So we are going to make this program, right? And later on, you can store that in database, and then once you store in the database, you can visualize it with visualization techniques. And later on, with this visualization technique, you can plot this and you can apply some data science techniques on that, and you can make some decision, right? This can be useful in customer relationship management also, or feedback support also, right? And you can make many more analysis. So the main concern is to count the frequency, right? We are making a frequency count program, and we are going to do it with a dictionary, right? So let us start with a very simple program, right? Let me just share my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Everyone can unmute and answer. Hello. Am
Yes,
I
it
audible?
is. Yes, you are
Yeah.
audible and it is visible.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay. Nice. Fine. Okay. So let us start with this. So what we are going to do with this program is we are going to start with let us say a collection, right? And let me call it as rather than calling it as email list, let me call it as a domain list. Very simple case. What I'm going to say is it is a domain list, right? So what are these domain names? So it can be, let us say we get email from gmail.com. We can get email from yahoo.co.in, right? And let me just copy paste this too. I'll be adding 2 or 3 times so that we can create frequency program. Just I'm just copy pasting it here at the participant first. Yeah. So just I'm copy pasting these things, right? Gmail, Yahoo, Gmail, Yahoo. I'll just copy pasted it. And meanwhile, I'm adding some other domains over here also. Parul, it's not in. Let, let me add this one more time. Make it twice. This can be any number, right? You can add as many as you want, right? And let me add one more in between. Let me just add it like this. Zebra quotes. Okay, so I have domain names as a list, right? And it is combination, right? So gmail.com, paruluniversity.ac.in, yahoo.co.in, zebracodes.com, or again Parul University, and it is getting repeated, right? So this can be any number of all. You can add Rediff over here. Rediff rather than Rediff, I will say hotmail.com. Okay, so these are some domain names which we have added in our list. And we want to know that each domain name is occurring how many times, right? Now understand this, this is very small collection of data, right? And when you talk about data science projects, we will be dealing with more number of text files, text lines, right? And these domain names can grow up to 1,000 or 10,000 also, right? But for explanation, I have covered a small example over here. When we'll be working with file processing, we'll be reading data from the files, right? And we'll be extracting this domain name from the files. So we know the extraction procedure already. We have done it with string functions, right? How to extract email domains from the whole line, from the sent to line, we can extract the domain names. We can do that, right? And then we can make this collection, right? Domain list collection, and then we can create a frequency count program, right? So what I'll be doing over here is I'll be creating a blank dictionary. So I want answer from you people that how we can create a blank dictionary. What should I do over here? Any answer from you? How I can create a blank dictionary? Anyone? Blank dictionary, empty dictionary. How I can create? Any participant would like? Lucky Pathan is there? Lucky Pathan, can you answer please? How I can create a blank dictionary? Lucky Pathan. Can I ask Komal Patil how I can create a blank dictionary, empty dictionary? Okay, great. So Bhavika Wagila has replied, dict name is equal to, either you can use the function, great, dict function you can use, or you can use empty curly braces. Both are correct, right? So let us just, generally we don't use functions, right? People, generally Python programmers, they refer it like this only, right? This is how you can create empty dictionary, right? Now, what is this frequency email dictionary? We are going to add key and value, right? So, as you have studied earlier in previous lectures, that dictionary always represents key and value pair, right? So, what will be our key? This domain name will be our key, and its count, its frequency will be our value. We want to make a program like this, right? So, let us understand that how we can do that, right? And based on this program, I want to explain you one method. So that's why I'm going into this detail, right? Because one method on dictionary, it is dependent on this program only. So understand this, how we will be doing it. So we'll be getting each domain one time. So can I do this? So can I write it like this? For item in, what should I write over here after in? For item in, I want to extract, or I want to have each and every domain in item variable. So item is my iteration variable, and this variable should be iterating through my list, right? So how I'll get this each and every variable name? For item in, what should I write? For item in, what should be the next line? Anyone, please. Domain list, great, right? So answer is for your answer, domain list, right? Great. So I'll be iterating through each and every element of this particular list, right? So let us just print item first. So to verify whether our program is working fine or not, right? And this is beginner level test. So when you are doing it for the first time, or you are very, kind of an introductory type programmer you are, then you have to work or you have to solve the problem like this, right? Let me just do it. Yeah, so it is saved, and let me run it. And yes, it is iterating through my list, and each and every domain is getting printed one by one. So the iteration is correct, the for loop is correct. I'm able to print all the items one by one, right? Now let us see how we can process this. So understand this. I'm going to shell over here. I'm creating a dictionary over here. Let me call this dictionary is ladies purse. So as we have female candidates more in this session right now, I would like to know from the female candidates that what do you keep in your purse? Anyone, please. Uh, let us say you have perfume, right? Isn't it? Any answer? Okay, no answer. Fine. So let us say you have perfume and you have two bottle of perfume. So you can create a key like this. Perfume will be a new key in the ladies purse dictionary with the value 2. Great. It is created. We can print it ladies purse. Right? And once we press enter, it says that there is a key called as perfume and value of that key is 2. Let me create another key. Let us say what else you have. So generally, ladies' purse contains chocolates as well. I hope everyone contains this. And let us say value of this is 10. And let me just print it again. Right, and it says that there is a key called as chocolates, and value of number of chocolates present in the purse is 10. Right. So what is ladies' purse? Ladies' purse is a dictionary, and it contains two different keys, perfume and chocolates, with two different values. Right. Now understand this, how this works, right? Say for example, I want to make sure that particular key is there in the dictionary or not. So what I can do for that? So I can check it like this: perfume. Can I make it like this? Perfume in, let us say, ladies purse. Okay, let us just try this, whether it is in or not. And it says true, it is there, right? Let us check whether chocolate is there in ladies purse or not. Please understand this, this is very important, right? When I press enter, it says false because I have said chocolates, not chocolate, right? So my key name is chocolates. Understand this, and it returns true, right? Now what we have to do, we want to check any other key, right? Let us say what else you have. Let me say lipstick in ladies purse. Whether you have it or not. So right now in our dictionary, there is no key called as lipstick, right? And as you know that this is going to give you false. So we can check that whether a particular key is present in the dictionary or it is not present in the dictionary with in operator, right? And it will give you answer in Boolean terms, either true or false, right? So understand this, how we can work with this. Can I write condition like this? If item in domain list. Okay, great, nice. But rather than writing in, what I'm doing over here, I'm saying not in. So what will happen if a particular item is not present in the domain list, right? Sorry, not domain list. Sorry, there is a mistake over here. The frequency email. Our dictionary name is frequency email, right? So what we are checking over here is if a particular item is not present in the frequency email, right? We have to initialize its count should be 1, right? So what we are going to do over here is frequency email into the square bracket item, and as it is occurring for the first time, why it is occurring for the first time? It is not present in this dictionary, right? When this will return true, this will return true when the particular domain name is not present in the dictionary. So when it is not present in the dictionary, we are going to initialize it with 1. Very simple scenario, right? If a particular key is not present in the dictionary, is the count by 1. Very simple. Yes or no, right? Now understand this. Again, we are going back to this, ladies purse thing, right? Say for example, now I have bought 10 more chocolates, right? And I want to add that in ladies purse, right? So how I can add it? Understand this. So ladies purse, and this is how you fetch or assign the value to a key. So we have a key called as chocolates, right? Is equal to ladies. Let me just move this. So ladies purse into the bracket chocolates, and now I have bought 10 more. So I'm saying plus 10. So understand this, what this will do. This particular piece of code will fetch its current value. What is the current value of chocolate key? Current value of chocolate key is 10, right? Fetch the value and add 10 to it. What we are going to do, this particular piece of code is going to fetch the value and plus 10. So 10 plus 10, it is going to become 20. And again, we are assigning that to the same key. Ladies purse chocolate is equal to 20. So now the key will be having value equals to 20, right? Let me just print it like this. Right? Understand this. Now chocolate is 20. So this is how I can update the value of a key. Understand that. It can be any value. It can be a numeric value, or if you want to later on assign, say for example, I want to make this perfume string, right? So let me say ladies purse of perfume. I change it. Let us just try it. Whether we can change it or update it, right? So perfume is equal to, let us say, anyone. Okay. Right? And it's updated, right? Let me just print ladies purse again. See this, the values are getting updated. So understand this is one more important property of dictionary. Dictionaries are mutable, right? So we can change the values within the dictionary, right? And I'll show you one more important property later on once we'll finish this program, right? So understand this is just a simple scenario. Once the particular domain name is not present, increment the count by 1. But if it is present, what we are going to do? So we are going to do nothing. We are going to increment the count by 1. So frequency email of item assigned to, we are going to fetch the current value. How we can fetch the current value? By calling it like this, frequency email item, and then we are going to say increment it by 1. But rather than writing this whole line, right, what programmers will do? Can anybody tell me what will be the option over here? I want to increment the count by 1 of this particular item. What we can do? Anybody tell me? Am I audible? Yeah, plus equals to. Great. Great, nice. So what we can do over here is we can use shorthand operator to increment the count by 1, right? And once we are done with it, let us just print this. So print, and what we are going to do is we are going to print the dictionary. So frequency email. Understand this, right? And let me just run it. Say this. It says Hotmail is occurring 1 time, Gmail is occurring 3 times, faruduniversity.ac.in 3 times, and yahoo.co.in 3 times, and zebracodes.com 1 time. So understand this. This gives you the count, frequency count of each and every domain name. Now, if I add Gmail 1 more time over here, see this, the count will change. Gmail will be 4 times, and rest of them will be as it is. So I'm adding Gmail one more time over here, right? And I'm rerunning this program. It doesn't matter that how many elements you have in your list, how many items you have in your list. Once the program is created, it will give you the frequency of the domain names, right? So hope this program is clear to you. If you have any doubt, I'm open for QA for a few minutes, right? If you have any doubt in this program, just do let me know. Otherwise, we are going to work with another program where we are going to use many more data types rather than list and dictionary only. So I'm open for QA. Any questions, any doubt in this program?
Sir, can you repeat this program, please?
Okay, sure, we will do that. Sure. Yeah. So understand this, how this will work. So what we are going to do over here is we are going to create a frequency count program, right? Say for example, forget about domain name, right? Say for example, I'm telling you that I want to count, I have a list of winners in athletics. Say for example, I have a list of winners in athletics, and I want to know that who has won maximum number of medals. So instead of this domain list, what we'll be having some simple names. Understand this. Keeping a comment over here so that you can understand. So I'll be having a simple names like Rahul, say for example, and let us say Roshni, and let us say Preet, and one more can be Deepa, right? And we can repeat this. So say for example, Rahul and Roshni has won medal 2 times or 3 times, right? Now I want to know that how many times Rahul is occurring, how many times Roshni is occurring. That is frequency count program, right? And this frequency count program will be useful in so many conditions. When you want to work with data science, right? And when you want to analyze the data, and if it is a raw data, it is not in Excel format or CSV format, and you have to process it, you have to fetch the counts. This processing technique will be useful. This frequency count program will be useful, right? And one of the best way to represent frequency count is very simple, right? You can represent it with dictionary because it associates key with value, right? So you have key name as a key and associated count as a value. So what we are going to do is we are going to create empty dictionary. Understand this. This is empty dictionary, right? And it says the name of the empty dictionary is frequency email, right? Now what we are going to check, understand this. I'm coming back to the shell again. See this, right? I've created empty dictionary over here. What is that? Ladies purse, right? Which is very blank dictionary. Nothing is present in this. Now how you can create a key in this dictionary? So it's very simple. How you can do that? Ladies purse, square bracket, and you have a string over here, which is perfume, and is equal to some value. This can be any other value. It can be string, it can be a floating point number. Here I've kept it very simple. It is integer, right? So I am saying that there are 2 bottles of perfume in a purse. in a lady's purse, right? And I'm just printing it, and it says that there is a key called as perfume, and value of that key is 2, right? Now understand that again I'm taking another key. What is that key? Key is chocolates, right? And what is it associated value? I'm saying that there are 10 chocolates in the purse, right? So again I'm making, right, and I'm printing it, and now there are 2 keys in the dictionary. One is perfume, another one is chocolates, right? And they have 2 associated value with it. Perfume's count is 2, chocolates count is 10, right? Now how you can check this, understand this? I'm saying perfume in lady's purse. So whether this perfume key, I'm checking for a key. I cannot check for a value. I cannot type 2 in lady's purse. That is not allowed. I can look for a key, because dictionary is unordered collection of data, right? And when it is unordered, you can find the element's value by its key only, right? So we can check whether a key is present in the dictionary or not. So I can check it like this: perfume in lady's purse, right? Perfume is present, so it is going to give you true. Chocolate in lady's purse, it is giving me false. Why? It is chocolates. See this, here it is chocolates, and here I have written chocolate, right? So it is not present. But when I write chocolates in lady's purse, it is giving me true. If I say lipstick in lady's purse, it is giving me false, because lipstick is not present, right? This is one thing you have to remember. Second, say for example, I want to update the value. So current value of chocolates is 10. How I can update that? So lady's purse of chocolates. So this is a way of assignment like this. This is also assignment, right? So this is way of assignment or way of updating the value, right? So lady's purse of chocolates is equal to lady's purse of chocolates. Now this is very confusing, because both the times we are using the same sentence. Lady's purse of chocolates is equal to lady's purse of chocolates. So what is this? This is our left hand side value. So in this particular variable, a new value will be stored. But what is this? When you have this on right hand side, it is fetching value from the dictionary. So what is the current value of chocolates key in lady's purse dictionary? So current value is 10, right? And we are adding 10 more to it. Understand this. Current value is 10. So this particular piece of code will fetch 10, and we are adding 10 more to it. 10 plus 10, it will be 20, right? So if I print lady's purse now, see this, perfume is 2 and chocolates is 20. You can directly update the value like this: lady's purse of perfume is equal to, I have, instead of numeric value, I'm now representing it with a string value, right? I'm specifying the brand of it. So if I print it, it is changed, right? Understand this. So this is my updated dictionary. So I can update the dictionary. The way or the reason behind explaining this particular piece of code is you can update the value of key within the dictionary, right? Now understand this, what we are doing. Yeah,
I have a doubt here.
Yeah, please.
So if we write only lady's purse chocolates plus 10, so will it work? Will it update the value or not?
No, you have to reassign it. You have to reassign it. This reassignment happens. See this here, when I say equal to, then reassignment happens. Otherwise it is not going to work.
Okay.
Otherwise what is going to happen, understand this, 20 is going to calculate it, because this will be 10. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Ladies chocolates will be 10, and plus 10 again, 10 plus 10, it will be 20. But if you don't reassign it, it is not going to. Let us try it. Just let us say right now it is 20. Okay, I have to just create it one more time. Okay, let me keep it very simple for you. Dict1 is equal to empty, right? And dict1 of a is equal to, let us say, 10, right? And if I print dict1, it is a gives 10. Okay, now if I say dict1 of a, this is going to fetch the value for me, and plus 10, right? So it is going to give you 20. But if I say dict1 again, see this, a is 10, so the value is not updated actually. So to update this value, what I have to do is dict1 of a is equal to dict1 of a plus 10. Understand this. Then and then it is going to become 20. Getting it?
Sir, also he is getting actually mixed with the assignment operator uses, like you can use that we use as a shorthand operator.
Shorthand operator. Okay, you can do it like this also. See. So another way to represent this is like this: dict 1 of a plus equals to 10. So plus equals to 10 is equal to this statement. These two statements are almost same. Understand this? Or they are same, not almost same, they are same, right? So when I print this, now this will be not 20, this will be 30. Understand this? Because 10 more values 10 more value has been added to this A key, right? Getting it? Any doubt?
No, sir. I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. What we are doing over here, we are checking with in, right? So in will give you true when the key is present. So perfume was present, that's why it is giving you true, right? And lipstick was not present, that's why it is giving you false. Understand this, right? So what we are going to do over here, we are going to use in, but with a different case. Understand this, what we are doing over here for item in domain list. So what we are going to do, so for first time my item will be hotmail.com, second time my item will be gmail.com, for third time again my item will be gmail.com. Understand this. Now how this will work, understand. If item not in frequency email, so understand this, for the first time frequency email is blank, there is nothing in this frequency email dictionary. So what we are going to do, what is item right now? For the first run, item is what? hotmail.com, right? So we are going to check if hotmail.com not in frequency email, not in is true, right? It is not present in frequency email because it is blank. Getting it? I have a doubt. Okay, sorry.
That was not a doubt. Please continue.
Okay. So yeah, so not in is what? It is checking whether the particular key is present in the dictionary or not, right? So understand this. Right now, hotmail.com is not present in the dictionary. It's not there, right? So this condition is going to become true. Why it is going to become true? Because it is negation of in, not in, right? So when it is not present, we are going to assign the count equals to 1, right? When it is occurring for the first time, the count should be 1. So what we will be getting over here, Hotmail. Okay, to avoid your confusion, just let me print it over here, right, within the loop, so you will understand it in better ways. But understand this, what is going to become dict of frequency email of hotmail.com is equal to 1. Frequency email item is what? hotmail.com. So frequency email of hotmail is equal to 1. Now understand this. Second time Gmail comes into the picture, right? Now we are going to check what is there. Only Hotmail is there, Gmail is not there. So again, this condition is going to be true, right? So frequency email of Gmail is equal to 1. Okay, fine. Now third time again Gmail is coming. Understand this. If item not in frequency, what is item? Gmail. Now Gmail is already present. So when I say not in, this is going to become false. So ये पूरा line, ये पूरा code execute नहीं होगा, ये वाला line. ठीक है? So what is going to get executed? Else is going to get executed. And how it is going to get executed? So it is going to say that frequency email is equal, frequency email of item is equal to frequency email of item plus 1. So what is item? gmail.com. So what is the current count of gmail.com? 1. So 1 plus 1, it is going to become 2, right? Now Parul comes into the picture. Now when Parul comes into the picture, again it is not present in the dictionary, so count will be initialized by 1. So I have kept this print statement within the loop, so you will understand that what is happening after each iteration. See this. First, at initial stage, what was happening? Hotmail.com has introduced and its count is 1, right? Now what is happening? Hotmail was there, but Gmail was not there. So Gmail was introduced and its count is 1. Now Hotmail is there, Gmail is also there, and Gmail comes again. So what we have to do, we don't have to add Gmail one more time. We just have to increment the count by 1. So now it is 2. Now Parul comes into the picture, count is initialized to 1. Yahoo comes into the picture, count is initialized to 1. Zebra Codes comes into the picture, count is initialized to 1, right? And Parul is incremented now because Parul is coming for next time, so count is 2. Yahoo is coming for the next time, count is 2. And similar to that, this will increment and this will give you the actual number of. So this is your final answer. This last dictionary is your final answer. And if you want to get only final answer, you should keep this print statement outside the loop. Very simple, right? When you run this, see this. This is giving you your final answer. Any doubt in this? Now, please, if you have any doubt, do let me know.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so hope you have got this particular session. I'll just drink some water because I'm thirsty. Just for a second.
So now
Okay.
now sir has
Yeah.
already given the hint. So now you can see that you have now frequency. You can have a frequency of your given colors of the socks. And then now you need to make it out that how many pairs can be formed. So one more point you need to calculate that how many pairs will be formed. And then you have to total it out. Total it out based on the number of colors they have, the number of socks, and out of that per pair you need a 2 socks. So based on that you need to calculate, as I had discussed yesterday about the floor multiplication, or sorry, floor divisions, or you can use the that has to be a integer conversion, and that way you can have a number of pairs. Okay, carry on
Yeah.
with sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so we have seen a basic program. Now we will see that how different data structures can be helpful to each other. Understand this. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to write a string, str1 is equal to. Let me just copy paste the string. Hope you remember the first program which we have created. I'm opening my PPT so that I can copy paste the string. Yeah. So hope you remember this slide. We have covered this in the very first session of getting started with Python, and I want to count occurrence of each and every word in this particular string. So let me make it multi-line so that there is no confusion. It is visible on the screen. This is my string, and it is saying that it is saying that the clown ran after the car and the car ran into the tent. I'll be later on, moving this to a single line. I'll tell you the reason behind it. When I press enter over here, /n will be added, and it will be considered as a whole single word. So I don't want that /n to be whole single word, right? So understand this, how it works. The clown ran after the car and the car ran into the tent, and the tent fell down on the clown and the car, right? Now, what is this? This is a particular string, and we want to count the frequency of each and every word present in this statement, right? So if you can see, there are many repeating words are there. Clown is getting repeated, car is getting repeated, the is getting repeated, and is getting repeated, right? So there are many repetitive words in this, right? And we want to work with it. So we want to have a frequency of each and every word, right? And we will extend this program that we will know that which particular word has highest frequency, right? And this can be used for so many purpose. One of the very basic purpose which I can show to you is with this frequency count. Later on, there is a library in Python called as word cloud, right? So we can create a word cloud like this. Okay, let me show if I have it. I don't have it over here, so let me show it somewhere in the PPT. Yeah, over here. Can you see this particular image where keywords are written? This is word cloud. This is known as word cloud, and you might have seen many more images like this on the internet with many more concepts. It is not related to Python only. You can create word cloud of anything, and this frequency card will be helpful in creating this word clouds, right? So let us see that how this will work, right? So here we have one data structure which is string, right? And we want to process this string. So let me make it a single line string so there is no /n in between, right? Now what I want to do, So as you know that to find the frequency, we want each and every item in the form of list or in the form of tuple, in the form of collection, right? So from string, I want to have each and every word as a part of list, or from string, I want to convert this string into form of list. And what is that list? Each and every element of this list will be a single word of this string. So can you tell me how I can convert this particular string into list? Let me call this let me call it as list of words. Anyone, any solution from participants, please? How I can convert string into a list, or a string or statement into a list of words? Please, anyone? See, this is kind of a program which will revise your all the concepts. Great. Yes, you are absolutely right. List of word is equal to str1 dot split. Hope you remember the split function which we have covered in string, right? What split will do, if you remember, I used a particular word chop, right? It will cut your string into parts, right? And if you don't specify any argument over here, splitting will be done by space, right? So let us just print list of words. What is happening over here? ऊपर का कोड रन नहीं होगा क्योंकि मैंने उसको ऑलरेडी कमेंट कर दिया है, ठीक है? So only these 3 lines will be running. List of words. Let me just remove it so that you don't get confused with it. This is the only program you have, right? Very simple thing. Understand this? And let me just run it and say this. I'm getting a list, and each and every element of the list is nothing but a word. Can you see that? It's just a single word separated by space. Hope you got it. And now you have repeating words, so you can make a count program. Okay, so let us make that count program. So how we can make a count program? So as you remember, always follow the naming conventions, right? So always I'll say it is word count dictionary, right? And can you tell me, can anybody tell me the sequence for this? How I can iterate through all the words? Quickly, how I can iterate through all the words, please. A little bit faster, you can unmute and you can tell me. I want to iterate through all the words, please. Anyone? No one? Nidhi Soni, can you answer please? How I can iterate through all the words? Nidhi Soni, can you hear me? Okay, Kalpana madam, can you please answer? Kalpana madam, can you please answer? How I can iterate through all the words? Kalpana madam? Okay, Devangini madam, can you please answer? Harsha sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, okay, fine. Okay,
Yes, sir.
somebody, yeah. Okay, someone has answered. Let me check it. For iter in list of words, print iter. Great, nice. So this participant is very enthusiastic. I like your spirit. Thank you so much, Harika madam. So let us just make a proper name from item, or rather than saying item, I'll say for word in list of words. Understand this? These two are different variables. Word is iteration variable, right? And later on you can print the words to verify, because as we are in the beginning phase, we always need to verify. Oh, it says word, not words. Here it should be word, right? And all the words are getting printed one by one. So our program is running successfully up to this point. Still we have not made a counting program. So how we can make it? So very simple. If word not in, if word not in what? Not in what? A dictionary. What is our dictionary? Word count. If word is not present in word count, increment, or sorry, initialize the count by 1. So word count of word is equal to 1. Very simple, right? Else we are going to increment the count by 1. So word count of word plus equals to 1, right? And print word count, right? And see this, it is giving me, let me just put hash over here so that output is very much clear to you. Yeah, now it is giving me, see this, the last output which you are getting over here. The is occurring 7 times, clown is occurring 2 times, ran is occurring 2 times, after 1, car 3, and 3, so and so, right? So understand this, to solve a particular problem of word count from a string, 3 different data structure we have used, right? Which data structure? First we have started with a string, right? Then we have used, or we have converted our string into a list form with split, and from list we came back to the dictionary, right? 3 different data structure. Now this is very small example for the explanation. The string which you have received over here, it can be read from a text file or from a CSV file. Understand that? ये जो आपने यहाँ पे स्ट्रिंग लिया है एक स्टैटिक स्ट्रिंग है, यहाँ पे आप फाइल प्रोसेसिंग से फाइल भी ले सकते हो और उसमें बहुत सारे लाइंस हो सकते हैं. दिस इज जस्ट अ सिंगल लाइन. We can work for 10,000 line or 1 lakh lines or 10 lakhs line also, right? And once you do this, मैं यहाँ पे आपको काउंटिंग प्रोग्राम शायद इजी हो जाए, राइट? मैनुअल काउंटिंग करोगे तो शायद इस केस के लिए इजी हो जाए, but once you do it for 1 lakh lines or 10 lakh lines, it will be very difficult for humans to count the words, right? And to maintain the counts. The program will help us in that case, right? And this is the most basic problem which we can solve with respect to data science, right? This is one small example of data science. We can plot it later on, and at the end of all the sessions, I'll show you how you can do the plotting also, right, after object-oriented programming. But you can plot it later on. So we can do many more things with this analysis, right? Frequency analysis. You can count the probability also, right? And based on probability, you can count the entropy. And once you get the entropy, once you have the entropy, you can use that entropy in decision trees. And decision tree is one of the algorithm in machine learning, right? So you can implement a very basic solution with this kind of program, right? Now understand this, what I'm going to do over here. So what we have done is we have made a count program, and this counting program, frequency analysis program, is so much used by developers, so much used by Python programmers, that we don't have to write this particular syntax. Understand this, ये पूरा ब्लॉक निकल जाएगा, उसके जगह पे सिर्फ एक लाइन आएगा. कितने लाइन आएंगे? एक लाइन. Let us see that how we can work with it, right? So I'm just putting quotes over here. Quotes is nothing but it is a multi-line comment. तो बाकी सब as it is रखा है, मैं सिर्फ अपना लॉजिक, जो कोर लॉजिक है मेरा काउंटिंग का, उसको चेंज कर रहा हूँ. अच्छा, आप समझना कैसे चेंज हो रहा है. So what I'm going to do over here is, so I'm going to say word count of word is equal to, right? Word count of word is equal to word count. अब डिक्शनरी क्या है? डिक्शनरी ऑल्सो इट इज अ डेटा टाइप, एंड व्हेन इट इज अ डेटा टाइप वी हैव मेथड्स ऑन इट. और हर्षल सर ने कल आपको मेथड्स करवाए थे. सर कौन से मेथड करवाए थे डिक्शनरी में आपने, हर्षल सर?
Mostly all methods had been done, sir. From keys from that has been done. Just update has to be just repeated.
Okay, sir.
Update.
Yes, sir. Okay, so understand this. Harshal sir has shown you many methods with dictionary, and you know that how to call these methods with dot operator, right? And with this dot operator, word count is my dictionary dot. There is a method called as get. Understand this. Now this is very interesting scenario, right? Isn't it? So get is a method, fine enough. And what this get will do? So get will return you, understand this, get will return you the current value of the key. Now what is our key? So keys are specified by word, right? I want to value of a particular word or frequency of a particular word. So I can say that word count dot get into the bracket word कॉमा इफ दैट की इज नॉट प्रेजेंट। हमारे पास दो सिनारियो था ना, अगर प्रेजेंट है तो उसकी वैल्यू फाइंड करो और उसमें इंक्रीमेंट 1 करो, अगर प्रेजेंट नहीं है तो क्या करना है, इनिशियलाइज वैल्यू विथ 1। सो इफ की इज नॉट प्रेजेंट वी वांट टू इनिशियलाइज वैल्यू विथ व्हाट, 1, बट हियर आई एम गिविंग द डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू टू 0। अंडरस्टैंड दिस, व्हाई आई एम गिविंग टू 0। मैंने क्या किया, word count dot get, get is a method, what get method will do, it will fetch the value of a key। so ये word का occurrence कितना है, so पहला word क्या था, the आ रहा है, तो पहले तो डिक्शनरी blank है, empty है, right? so once it is empty, key is not present, so answer will be 0, right? it will be having a default value of 0। now as you know that we are not initializing it with 0, so get the value, if it is there increment by 1, get the value, if it is there increment by 1, this line, get the value, if it is there increment by 1. if value is not there, key is not there, right, initialize it with 1, but here I am initializing it with 0 and then later on I'm adding, so by default I am initializing with 1। अगर वैल्यू है तो उसमें 1 ऐड करो, नहीं है तो 0 से इनिशियलाइज करो और उसमें 1 ऐड करो। सो एनी हाउ वी आर मेकिंग सेम प्रोग्राम। सी दिस, 1 2 3 4 लाइन की जगह पे मैंने इसको एक लाइन में कन्वर्ट कर दिया है। नाउ इफ आई रन दिस अगेन, ओह वर्ड इज नॉट डिफाइंड, व्हाई, दिस शुड बी नॉट कमेंटेड, फॉर लूप तो मेरा चलना ही चाहिए, तो मेरा कमेंट यहाँ से आएगा, okay, and this should be within the loop। देखिए यहाँ पे, oh word count, oh I missed brackets over here, delete हो गया था गलती से। now same answer is there, yes or no? see this, जो पहले आंसर आ रहा था यहाँ पे ऊपर, जो हमने if कंडीशन से किया, वही का वही सेम आंसर मेथड से आ रहा है। कौन सी मेथड से, गेट मेथड से आ रहा है। समझ में आ रहा है? सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन मेक योर programming life very easy, because Python has so many functions like this, right? You can just call them and your work will be done। Are you getting it? अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे मैं 1 करता ना तो देखो क्या होता, 1 करता तो हर एक का काउंट एक एक बढ़ के आता। देख रहे हो आप, 1 कर रहा हूँ तो हर एक का काउंट क्या हो रहा है, एक एक बढ़ के आ रहा है, which is not the correct answer, right? So here it should be always 0 if you want to initialize the value with 1। ठीक है, अगर आपको कोई डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू चाहिए कि पहली बार आ रहा है तो उसका डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू 10 ही होना चाहिए, तो हर एक में अभी 10 ऐड हो जाएंगे। देखो, गेटिंग इट? दिस इज हाउ इट विल वर्क। एनी डाउट इन दिस? इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट डू लेट मी नो। हेलो, am I audible, Harshal sir?
Yes sir, you are audible।
I think participants have got confused
you are
about this।
audible।
Okay, any doubt you have, let me know if you are having any doubts, right? This is a bit complex thing because for us, right, we are doing this for so many times, so it's a bit, we are habituated with this, right? But for you people, this is for the first time, so it's difficult to understand. So do let us know if you have any doubt over here. No doubts?
Sir, what is the output? Means I missed it. You just replace 0 with 10. So what
Yeah.
is the output at that time?
Output is nothing, but you can see that earlier the count was 7, but I kept a default value of 10, so now it is 17, right? Earlier the count was 2 over here, I added 10, so now it is 12. So it is a default value, so 10 will be added in each value. So if you want to have a default value of 10, or let us say if I want to have a default value of 100, 100 will be added. So my count will start with 100, and then 7 times the is occurring, so 100 plus 7, it is becoming 107. Are you getting it?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great. So now this program is not this, we have not come to the end, still we have to do lot many stuff, right? अभी तो हमने क्या किया, सिर्फ फ्रीक्वेंसी हमें मिला। अब देखो ये फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड नहीं है। कैसे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड नहीं है? तो पहले 7 आया, चलो ये तो शॉर्टेड है, 7 2 2, then 1 comes and then 3 comes, right? So we want to know that which one is highest occurring word or which one is lowest frequency word, right? We want to just know that, right? And we can do it, right? It's very simple. So what we'll be doing is you can run two values like this. So let me say for k comma v. So this is something new in Python. अभी तक आपने इटरेशन वेरिएबल कितने यूज किए थे? यहाँ ऊपर देखो कितने इटरेशन वेरिएबल है?
Always one variable, only single.
Always one, yeah. The only difference between both of this is first one. Okay, let me just read it. First one is done by using if else condition, and second, yeah. Nidhi, you are correct. The second one is done with get, and first one is done with if else condition. So that is absolutely right. Right?
Yes,
You are
सर और
absolutely correct.
सर यही
Yes.
मतलब ये if और if else एंड ये जो get मेथड वाला है यही डिफरेंस है ना और
और कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं है निधि, नहीं और कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं है, both are same. Yes.
Okay sir, thank you
Okay,
sir.
yeah, okay. So understand this, till this point of time you have used only one iteration variable. Now understand this, here we are using two iteration variables. So for k comma v, what is k comma v? Why I'm using this names? Sir, you always told us that you should use proper names. So these are proper names. K is key and v is value, right? So understand this, word count मेरा क्या था? Understand this, here I'm printing print word count dot. If you remember, Harshad sir has shown you this particular method yesterday, items. ठीक है, अभी मैं ये फॉलो नहीं लिख रहा हूँ. So items क्या रिटर्न कर रहा है? देखो ये डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स कैसे इंटर रिलेटेड है. देखो आइटम्स जब आप कॉल करते हो तो क्या रिटर्न होता है? सो आइटम्स मेथड इज कॉल्ड ऑन डिक्शनरी बट इट रिटर्न्स लिस्ट ऑफ टपल्स. सी दिस, क्या रिटर्न कर रहा है? सो इट स्टार्ट्स विथ अ square bracket which is a list, and in each and every element it is enclosed in round bracket, so it is a tuple, right? So to convert this, what we'll be doing is to be very specific, I'll be converting this to list so that there is no confusion to you. See this, it is list of tuples, right? It is starting with a square bracket, ending with a square bracket, so it is a list, and that list contains tuples within them. Getting it, right? So I'll make it 0. I don't want to make it 100, right? And see this, how it works. Word count dictionary, item is a method on it, and it returns two different data structure, combination of two different data structures, list and tuple. So we started with a string, we converted them into list, then we used dictionary, and again we converted our dictionary representation into list of tuples. Getting it? This is very complex structure to understand, right? Now let me work with this like for k comma v. So these are two iteration variable I'm using in a single for loop. So for k comma v in word count dot items. तो ये मैं दो वेरिएबल लिख रहा हूँ, समझो ये क्या था? टपल है. ये टपल है तो उसमें कितने एलिमेंट है? एट ए टाइम आई कैन फेच टू वेरिएबल्स. कैन यू सी दैट? वन इज की, अनदर वन इज काउंट. वन इज की, अनदर वन इज काउंट. वन इज की, अनदर वन इज काउंट, राइट? सो आई कैन use this two iteration variable to fetch the values simultaneously, key values simultaneously, right? And let me create a new list over here, list new. So what is this new list? Not new, right? It is empty list. Why I'm using it, you will get to know, right? So count dot items, very simple. And then what I'm going to do over here is list new dot append. So you know this append methods, right? अब ये मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ कि अगर शॉर्टिंग करूंगा यहाँ पे, ये भी एक लिस्ट है, समझो. अगर मैं यहाँ पे शॉर्टिंग करता हूँ तो शॉर्टिंग किस हिसाब से होगा? शॉर्टिंग विल बी डन बेस्ड ऑन द स्ट्रिंग्स. क्लाउन, रैन, ए, सी. तो पहले कौन सा आएगा? ए वाला पहले आ जाएगा, ये एंड पहले आ जाएगा. मुझे शॉर्टिंग की पे नहीं करना है, मुझे शॉर्टिंग किस पे करना है? वैल्यू पे करना है, राइट? सो आई विल बी डूइंग शॉर्टिंग ऑन वैल्यू. सो आई एम चेंजिंग माय लिस्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन. के कॉमा वी की जगह पे मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? देखो आप यहाँ पे ए कॉमा वी की जगह पे आई एम मेकिंग इट टपल एंड आई एम मेकिंग इट वी कॉमा की. सो फर्स्ट क्या आएगा? वैल्यू आएगा, और फिर उसके बाद क्या आएगा? की आएगा. सो आई कैन प्रिंट इट. सो प्रिंट लिस्ट, वेरी सिंपल. आप देखो पहले वाला जो लिस्ट है उसमें क्या आ रहा है? की कॉमा वैल्यू, और दूसरे वाला लिस्ट है उसमें क्या आ रहा है, वैल्यू कॉमा की. So now I can apply sorting on this, right? So let me say sorted list. Sorted list is nothing but list new dot, there is a method on list called as sort, right? And let me run it again. ठीक है, अब sort हुआ नहीं हुआ, क्यों? क्योंकि हमने sorted list print ही नहीं किया है. Sorted list, I just have to print sorted list, that's all. Now compare this three. All right, I should not print the sorted list. Why none is coming? Okay, sorry, there is a mistake over here. As list table, I don't have to reassign, right? And this should be list new only. Sorry, there is a mistake over here. As list is mutable, you don't need to need a reassignment. The elements will interchange with each other, right? Say this. Now it is sorted, right? But sort कैसे हो रहा है? किन कौन से ऑर्डर में हो रहा है, आप कोई बताओगे? ये आपका अपना ओरिजिनल लिस्ट था with key value representation. This is altered list with value key representation, and this is another list with value key representation, but in sorted manner. And sorted with what? Sorted with values. So देखो पहले 1 1 1 वाले सब आ रहे हैं, फिर 2 वाले सब आ रहे हैं, फिर 3 वाले आ रहे हैं, और फिर 7 वाला लास्ट आ रहा है. ठीक है, तो ये कौन सा ऑर्डर हो गया? असेंडिंग और डिसेंडिंग? Which order is this?
Ascending order.
Ascending order. I want to make it descending. Very simple. यहाँ पे short है ना, वहां पे आप लिख दीजिए reverse is equal to true. See this. हो गया descending. अब देखो shorting किस में आ रहा है, क्या लिखा मैंने, reverse is equal to true. Dot short reverse is equal to true. तो ये किस ऑर्डर में हो जाएगा? डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में. देखो 7 3 3 2 2 2 1 1 1 1 1. Now I know that which word has highest frequency. So which word has highest frequency? Always the first element. First element क्या है उसका? First element ये पूरा है, the 7 and the पूरा मिलेगा, उसमें से मुझे word निकालना है. So double indexing यूज कर सकता हूँ मैं. I can say 1 or -1. Oh, why it is saying car? Sorry, let me check.
Sir, it should be 0.
Yeah, it should be 0. Great. Sorry, sir. Yeah, it says the, right? It says the, and the count of the word is 7. It is highest occurring word, right? So you can make it like this. Okay. So this is your whole program. ये पूरा एक्सरसाइज हमने इतना से प्रोग्राम किया, और आप देखो हमने मिक्सचर ऑफ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स यूज किए हैं टू सॉल्व अ पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे आपको द तो पहले से मिल रहा था, चलो ठीक है. अब रैंडम वर्ड ले लो, कोई भी रैंडम सेंटेंस ले लो यहाँ पे, राइट? लेट मी टेक अनदर सेंटेंस. will there is a way. ये पता है किसी को प्रोवर्ब? will there is a way? Can you tell me the meaning of this? will there is a way? Anyone? अच्छा, सब लोग गुजराती समझते हो?
Yes, sir.
ગુજરાતી है.
गुजराती है सब. अच्छा, बढ़िया. तो આપણે ત્યાં એક કહેવત છે, મન હોય તો માળવે જવાય.
Yes, जहाँ चाह वहाँ राह ऐसा.
हाँ, जहाँ चाह वहाँ राह. That is the perfect representation in Hindi, right? So we can represent it like this: will there is a way, or there is a will, there is a way, something like that. So here again, repeating words are there. So our input doesn't matter. Understand what I'm trying to tell you is, the previous input was the clown ran after the car and something like that, and now it is will there is a way. Our input doesn't matter. It always gives me what is the highest occurring word. Will is highest occurring word, so it is answer is will. Right? Input doesn't matter. Now this program will work for any other sentence, any other statement. Right? Getting it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope the idea is very much clear to you. I know it is very difficult to grasp this many things in single shot. Right? You can go through this video again and again, again and again. We'll be providing the recordings. Right?
And
you can
I want to add that this is the way you can do a classifications.
Yes.
while you want to do a classification classic problems, you can handle the by this logics. You can identify the list of words and make it with the dictionary, and their dictionary plays very immense role in doing all those things. So please remember these things while you are working, that this use of data structure effectively for all machine learning model development and data science problems. So this is my just a recall of advice that please remember that you can use a dictionary and you can do a very good rules and a list of
Yeah.
list of tuples also. Okay.
I would like to add one more thing, as Harshal sir said that why dictionary is important. So if you talk about dictionary, it is the most used data structure in machine learning, data science, and even web world also. Why? If you remember that when you use web, those who are a beginner level programmer, they might not be doing, but those who have worked on web programming or web development, they know that there are two common way to exchange data, right? Or common data exchange formats, we know them as XML and JSON, right? So XML, if we keep it separate, JSON is very much popular nowadays because it is a lightweight version compared to XML, right? And once you have data in JSON, in Python, JSON can be directly converted to dictionary. So JSON is compatible with dictionary and list. Understand this? हमें सीधा list और dictionary form में representation मिल सकता है with one line only. एक method है JSON.loads करके, JSON library है और उसमें loads method. अगर आपका array object है तो आपको list मिलेगा, अगर आपका simple object है तो आपको dictionary मिलेगा. So both are compatible. JSON Python programming, both are compatible with each other, and JSON can be processed very easily in Python. So that is why dictionary is popular. Second advantage of having dictionary in Python is one of the popular library in data science and machine learning is Pandas. You might have heard about it, NumPy and Pandas is very popular for data processing, right? And once you want to have Pandas data frame, the very popular structure of Pandas data frame, you can convert your dictionary directly into data frame. That is the biggest advantage of having dictionary, right? So that's why we are focusing much on dictionary, because it might be useful to you in so many different situations later on, right? Web programming or data processing, always dictionary will play, list and dictionary will play important role, right? So we have covered this concept for this purpose only. Now I would like to add one thing into this dictionary, and which is very special case, right? You can go through many more online tutorials, and in almost every tutorial you cannot find this. This is very new thing, not new, but they don't just mention this thing in their tutorials. So we are mentioning it over here, and understand this is very important, right? Sometimes you will get an error because of this reason, and you won't be able to find that what is the reason behind it. So let me just make it very clear to you. I'm creating a dictionary. And interrupt me if you have any doubt in this session, right? In this topic. So I'm creating a blank dictionary like Dict1. Understand this, right? And let me just start with a very simple case. Dict1 of, let us say, students. How many students we have in a class? Let us say Python. Students of Python programming, right? Let us say we have 20 students in this. Okay, getting it? Now understand this, what is key over here? Key was a string data type and value was a numeric data type, right? Now understand this, what I'm going to do. Dict1 of, what is this? Can you tell me? What I have done over here? Dict1 of, so Dict1 square bracket, square bracket. Can anybody tell me what is this another square bracket? Anyone, please?
Values, sir. Means three students are there.
3 students are there, but which data structure, ma'am, I have used? What is that data structure? When list? I enclose, yes, it is a list. Great. So I'm saying that Dict1 into the bracket, so it is a list, right? And understand this, I'm saying over here 20. Again, same thing, same value, right? Say this, I'm getting an error, right? What is this error? unhashable type list. Okay, fine. So I cannot work with a list. Okay, let me just do it one more time. Now you have to tell me which data structure is this. I have enclosed 1, 2, 3 in round brackets. Can you tell me what is this? Anyone, please?
Sir, tuple?
Yeah, it's a tuple. Great, right? It's a tuple. Great. So when you enclosed it in a square bracket, it is a list. When I enclosed it in a round bracket, it is a tuple. Value I'm keeping same for now for better understanding. It's working. Understand this. Now again I'm doing it. Dict1 square bracket curly bracket into the quotes 1 colon 1 comma into the quotes 2 colon 2 comma into the quotes 3 colon 3. I'm keeping the same value. Again it is giving me an error. So what I have done over here? What was curly bracket representation? Anyone? ये curly brackets क्या थे? Please. Someone wants to speak, but I think all. No, it's not set, Chinal Patel. It's not set, right? It's dictionary. When I say colon, when it is colon, it is always key value, and when it is key value, it is always dictionary. Okay, let us try with set also, right? In set, you don't have columns, so you can make it like this: 1, 2, 3 is equal to 20. Again, it is an error, right? But when I say dict1 into the quotes 1, 2, 3 and the quotes 20. Why? Yeah, type object does not support item assignment. This is string. Okay, dict1. Let me make it 1, 2, 3, and let me make it 20. Right, it works. So understand this how this works, why this is giving me error all the times, right? And why it is working for some cases. So when you create a key in dictionary, it is always made up with immutable data types. Immutable data types. जैसे ये string था, student Python string था तो क्या है? Immutable है. You know that, right? And when it is immutable, it is allowed. तो यहाँ पे error नहीं आया. जैसे ही मैंने list किया, list was mutable. I can edit it. So I cannot use this list as a key, right? So when I cannot use list as a key, it will give me an error like this, unhashable type list, right? जैसे ही मैंने tuple लिया, tuple you know it is immutable again. So when I use tuple, it's allowed. When I use dictionary, it is not allowed because dictionary is mutable. Set, it is not allowed because it is mutable. यहाँ पे नहीं हुआ because reason है मैंने comma डाला था बीच में. So if I take a string again, string will work, right? Because string is immutable. Okay, understand this. Now, what about the restriction on value side? So on key side, I cannot have mutable data types. Key cannot be made using mutable data type. It should be always made using immutable data type. But value can be made using both the data types. So यहाँ पे मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, dict1 of, let us say hello, right? The assignment can be done using immutable or mutable both data types. So this is list which is mutable, and this is very much working. It is allowed to do so, right? And it's working, right? Hello is having a value 1, 2, 3, which is a list. Okay, right? Now how to fetch this? So let's understand this. Dict1 of hello, right? This is 2D indexing. Understand this. Dict1 of hello, and now I want to fetch 2, say for example. So index will be 1, right? Say this, it is giving me 2. This is how you can work. So this is unordered and ordered collection together, right? But you have to remember this one thing, that when you work with dictionary, your immutable data type cannot be a key. Okay, hope it is clear to you. Any doubt? This is not mentioned in any of the reference book. You will understand this once you practice it, right? So this will, I got this error once I was working on a data science problem, and this is how I came to know about it. Hope any
Even yesterday I had shown you what is valid and what is invalid. So that was mentioning over here. So you can remember that with the mutable and non-mutable, that is in permittable and in a key. So non-mutables are permittable in a key and others are not. That means mutables are not permitted in a key. Okay. Sir, continue with the update one and that update one with the dictionary.
okay. Yeah. So let me just say dict1 dot update, right? And I can specify the key, which is hello, and let me have the value too. Oh, why update is giving me an error? Okay, let me check this over here. Print. Let me say word count dot it. Yeah. So it's just a key. Let me update will. Word count dot update with the value 2. Hope this should work. Okay, Arshad sir, I need to check with update. I think there is an error over here. Dict1.
That you need to give as a particular item with the column.
Just a second. Yeah, it might be a tuple. Sometimes it might. I think it is a tuple. Let me just check the formation. Yeah, it's kind of a list or tuple. Let me just try it with a tuple.
Even you can give a single item also with the column.
Yeah. No, it's giving me an error.
As a single item with the column, key and value form.
Like this.
Yes. And it should be in a curly brackets.
Yeah. Okay, so it is updating World Dictionary, I think. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, great. Yeah, so instead of tuple, it should be a dictionary form. So this is not doing anything else. It is just adding a new key into the dictionary, right? So instead of will, you can make it hello also. So hello was not there, not part of this dictionary. Now it will be, right? So hello is added with count of 2. Yeah, done.
No, when the key is present, it will update
The value will, yeah, value will be updated. Yes, sir.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from your side, from participant side? I think we have covered lots of time today in solving one problem only, but it was, kind of a revision of all the data structures that we have studied with one program only. Right. I hope you have got this particular program.
Even
right?
I suggest anyone have practice set, then please ask if any of the function, because if we could have not covered any of the function, and if you are facing any difficulty, please do let us ask. Please ask freely to us.
Yeah, we can work with any of the functions, right? It's just, you don't need to know the syntax or the representation of that function, right? Sometimes once we don't use that function, because if you know this update function, there is an alternative of this update function. We can call it like this only, right? So if I have dict1, right? I personally don't use update. Why? Because I can update my dictionary like this also, dict1 of hello, right? So once I don't need it, you can just, you can just forget about it, right? So it's working in both things are working in similar way, right? So if you have any doubt related to functions,
there is a technically difference when you reassign value, and this is got updated into that. So that will be a memory level differences are there, but for us, for small uses, there is no difference.
Yeah, obviously. Yes, please. Any other doubts in any function, like list has so many function, append, extend, or pop, remove, or insert, right? There are many things. Say for example, if I give you a simple example which we use in our implementation, if I want to implement stack using list, right? You know stack data structure. सबको stack पता है ना? किसी को doubt है stack में तो बताइए. Hope everyone knows about stack data structure. कोई फर्स्ट ईयर वाला तो नहीं है? सबको stack पता है? Any participant can reply, especially student participants. Okay, yeah. So when I want to implement
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Pata hai. Stack.
yes, last in first out, yes, leave for order, right? So when I want to implement with list, you understand that we can use append method, dot append, right? Because append will be adding your element at the last position, right? And to that, we can, when we want to remove element from the stack, you can just use pop, because pop removes the last element from the list, right? So ये हो गया application level में बता रहा हूँ. But when you want to implement queue, so in queue append won't work, क्योंकि queue में हम क्या करते हैं, first position पे add करते हैं, ठीक है? FIFO order है वो. So when I want to implement queue with list, right, it should be insert function always to add the element. Insert क्यों? क्योंकि always मैं zero position पे add करूंगा, तो मुझे position specify करनी है zero, right? Append use करूंगा तो always last में add होगा, so this will not work for queue. So I'll be adding at position number 0, right? Similar to that, remove will be used instead of pop. ठीक है, तो पॉप की जगह पे क्या यूज करेंगे हम? रिमूव यूज करेंगे. पॉप भी यूज कर सकते हैं क्यू में, क्योंकि लास्ट में जो एलिमेंट होगा वही निकलेगा बाहर. बट दिस इज वी कैन यूज रिमूव आल्सो, राइट? सो दिस इज एप्लीकेशन. जब आप इंसर्ट कर रहे हो, अगर स्टैक है, यू ऑलवेज हैव टू यूज अपेंड. व्हेन इट इज क्यू, यू हैव टू यूज इंसर्ट, राइट? तो ये सब फंक्शंस के एप्लीकेशंस आपको कब पता चलेगी? व्हेन यू विल वर्क विद प्रोग्राम्स, राइट? जब तक आप प्रोग्राम पे काम नहीं करोगे तो आपको पता नहीं चलेगा कि ये फंक्शन का क्या यूज है, ये फंक्शन क्यों बनाया गया. आपको ऐसा ही लगेगा कि यस, दे हैव क्रिएटेड दिस फंक्शंस फॉर दिस सिंप्लिसिटी ओनली, राइट? इट्स नॉट फॉर सिंप्लिसिटी. ईच एंड एवरी फंक्शन हैव अ स्पेसिफिक पर्पस, राइट, टू सर्व. सो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पर्पस, एंड ईच एंड एवरी फंक्शन इज यूजफुल. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमने बहुत सारे फंक्शंस यहाँ पे नहीं लिए हैं. एक मैंने आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दिया था. तो स्ट्रिंग में एक फंक्शन है, आप सर्च करना अगर टाइम मिले तो, मेक ट्रांस करके फंक्शन है, मेक ट्रांस, right? And you just tell me the purpose tomorrow, that what is the purpose of that make trans purpose. आप कल देखना make trans का यूज क्या है, और कल आप मुझे बताइए. make trans, MAKE, I'll type it in the chat box. I'll type it in the chat box.
That I have just read it out, but not experimented. So you may get it from the session what was the purpose of that, but we are asking to perform. Yes, make.
Yeah, you just go through these programs. हाँ जी देवांगी मैडम. आपका आवाज ठीक से नहीं आ रहा है देवांगी. You can type it in the chat box if sound or audio problem. Yes, madam.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. You can type it over here, madam. I think you have internet issue.
Rutvik sir, Bhavika madam's question is there.
Sir, can we declare nested dictionary? Yes, Bhavika madam. Obviously, you can do that. So, say for example, let me just do it like this. I'm creating a very new dictionary, and see this. Let me call it as new dict. एक स्ट्रिंग है ना, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड विथ इट. दिस इज जस्ट अ स्ट्रिंग, ठीक है? मेरे स्ट्रिंग का नाम न्यू डिक्ट है, और उसके अंदर मैंने एक डिक्शनरी बनाया. वैल्यू कैन बी एनीथिंग. तो नेस्टेड डिक्शनरी विल बी लाइक दिस, एंड यहाँ पे मैं एक ले रहा हूँ की, और उसमें वैल्यू दे रहा हूँ 10, ठीक है? अब यहाँ पे आपको ब्रैकेट सेंड करना है, वेरी सिंपल. सॉरी, देयर शुड बी अ कॉलन इन बिटवीन. सो लेट मी जस्ट, इक्वल टू नहीं आएगा, कॉलन आएगा बीच में, इक्वल टू की जगह. This is not assignment, this is key value pair.
Bhavika madam, for just and for all participants, I can just in a short I can tell you, in a form of value,
Yes.
you can have a dictionary, you can have a list, you can have anything in a form of values.
This is nested dictionary. Yeah. Hope you got it. Yeah. Okay, Harshal sir, I think we are done with today's time.
Yes.
Tomorrow we'll be starting with packages and modules, and this is very important because if you are on a serious problem in Python and if you can create your own module, you can distribute it to the Python Software Foundation because Python is extendable, and they will accept your module. And once they will accept your module, you will get famous. You will get fame out of it, right? So it's a good way to understand that how we can create our own modules and packages. Yeah, Harshal sir, I'm done from my side.
Okay.
I think
And
Devangini madam has joined if she has any doubt. Devangini madam? Okay, fine. Harshal sir, we can continue.
so fine, and just I advise everyone that do experiment and perform all the operation inbuilt functions of the set, and that will help you to work out of the all set related operations. That is very simple operations that we were doing: a minus b, a union b, a intersection b, and difference update and all this. So I'll just suggest them that to experiment. Please do experiment. And that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll start with the modules and the files. Modules, packages, and files. As Rutvik sir said rightly that this will extend to the file also, this problem, and we can store into the file and access into the file. So that you will see tomorrow. Then he had said about that we have a JSON function, and that how you can have those many things you can have inside into the your program, and you can access those data types and those ready-made functions, and you can extract the output. So that would be very, very essential to learn how to use the modules and how to use the packages, how to load them, and how to build your own packages also. So that is very, very important session. So stay tuned, come tomorrow, and do subscribe the YouTube and rehearse all the things and repeat by yourself. Thank you very much. So we are signing off for today.
Yes, sir,
Thank
we are
you.
signing off.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank you,
all.
everyone.